You want the juicy stuff. No. I got you figured out. I got you figured out. I know what you want. You want South America, right? How about it? Well, let me just say the World Cup is missing out on the two-time and current Copa America champions, Chile. And while I have no doubt the World Cup will be full of talent next summer, we already have most of the teams determined, we're missing Chile. And that's unfortunate. We're missing Arturo Vidal, Alexis Sanchez, Charles Aranguiz, Claudio Bravo. So, you know, they don't deserve to go because they didn't get the results. Just like the Netherlands don't deserve to go, another big team missing out. Just like, unfortunately, my beloved US team doesn't deserve to go either. But let's talk about last night. About last night. In the live standings of the South American World Cup qualifiers, the team's position on the table was moving up and down the ladder, left and right, during the live standings. This team scored. That Chile moved up to third. Oh, they went down to fourth. Oh, they went down to sixth. Then they went back up to fifth to the playoff position. There was like even one point where Colombia had fallen all the way down to the playoff position from third. And there was one point where they were in second, I think. I'm not sure. And you had Bolivia that was about to pull off an upset against Uruguay, the second place team, who everybody thought was safe. And then, for a large portion of the match, Brazil-Chile went scoreless. And it was like, hold on, is Chile actually going to pull this off? Are they going to hold on and get a point here to at least get to a playoff, maybe? And then, second half comes and Brazil just floods them with 3 goals. And really, one of the most interesting things, I was looking at the live standings, and Peru and Chile were literally like this all night, the whole night, for that 2 hours. It felt longer. It felt like 5 hours. In the 5th and 6th position. The 5th position being a playoff spot, playoffs against New Zealand, and the 6th one being elimination. So it was back and forth between Peru and Chile. And guys, there was even one point when Peru and Chile were equal on points, equal on goals scored, on goals against, goal difference, but Chile would have gone through based on head-to-head results. And then Brazil tore them apart. Peru, coming back in their match against Colombia, I felt Colombia was going to get a result out of this. I did not make a prediction video for Fecha 18, because I didn't really have time. I mean, just there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. But I would have picked either a Colombia win or a tie, because I just felt like Colombia last week, they lost at home to Paraguay, just throwing away that opportunity to qualify. At home, I felt they were going to get something out of this match, even though Peru were playing with a lot of momentum and entered this match with a lot of belief and confidence and energy for them. But when Paulo Guerrero took that free kick and he equalized and they were both level, I think both teams sort of realized that a draw would have seen them go through, and they came to like sort of an agreement, like, okay, I got you, kind of thing. Can't blame them. Can't blame them. No, I'm not suggesting match fixing. I'm saying in the last few minutes of the game, when it became clear that a draw would have been enough for both, they didn't play with the same intensity, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Elsewhere, Uruguay came back and thumped Bolivia. Uruguay, congratulations to Uruguay for the first time ever qualifying outside of the playoffs position. Uruguay, famous for always finishing fifth in South America. It was starting to become like a running joke. Not even a joke in a negative way, but like in, I think, a lighthearted, like comical sort of way. That Uruguay always gets that playoff spot. They're like married, like a couple. But congratulations, this is looking like the best Uruguayan team ever. They look even better than the 2010 side. Yeah, that's right, I said that. Even though 2010 had Forlan, this looks like a more this looks like a squad that has greater depth. They finished second in South America. People talk about Brazil, Argentina. Uruguay could make a big impact next year at the World Cup. And speaking of Argentina, Ecuador went ahead. Yep. In the opening stages of the match, Argentina in the live standings were on the brink of elimination. And then Lionel Messi put on a clinic. I was going to say Argentina put on a clinic, but it was really Messi who put on a clinic. And a hat trick. Superb. Argentina responding with 2 quick goals to make it 3 goals total inside the first 20 minutes of the game. Just absolutely phenomenal. I know some other YouTubers are saying that it wasn't that impressive because it was an Ecuador B team. Whether or not it was an Ecuador B team, I have no idea. I did not look at the lineups. So, still, you come from behind when you are presently on the verge of being eliminated, and the best player in the world pulls you through with 3 goals away from home in a venue that's not very easy to play in. I know Ecuador has fallen really hard this qualifying, the second half of the qualifying season, but playing them at altitude in Quito, while it's not as rigorous as playing in La Paz, Bolivia, it's still not an easy place to play. So it's still a really resolute. It shows character. I'll have to give Argentina credit for that. It shows character that they got through that. Even if Messi deserves most of the credit. So Argentina are through. And Argentina went from 6th to 3rd. So Argentina doesn't even have to go to a playoff. Argentina finished 3rd in South America. That even puts them even 1 spot above the last direct spot because 4 direct teams go. I believe, who finished in 4th? Was it Colombia? Yeah, it was Colombia. So, those 4 teams went to the World Cup, are going to the World Cup. Congratulations to all 4. Brazil was like chilling out, already qualified 6-7 months ago. But it was good that Brazil sought a victory in their last game to keep it professional. You play to win every game, damn it. I feel sorry for Chile, but I mean, you can only have 4 teams go directly. And for Peru still have a golden opportunity to get back to the World Cup. Peru, for the first time since 1982. Guys, Peru have been out of the World Cup longer than Egypt. Peru, I think it's been 30... No, oh my God. Yeah, it's been like 36 years or so. I don't know off the top of my head. It would be amazing if they get back to the World Cup because they play New Zealand in the playoffs. Don't underestimate any opponent, but you would expect Peru to be the favorites, right? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to New Zealand. So they have to be happy. They have to be fucking ecstatic with this because they're most likely going to the World Cup. And that's awesome for Peru. I have a Peruvian friend who was actually messaging me last night, and she was like, oh my god, my family's celebrating and everything, and yeah, like it's great. Paraguay, Venezuela. I had a feeling Paraguay was going to shoot themselves in the foot. They beat Chile last month to breathe life into their campaign. They lose at home to Uruguay. They beat Colombia last week, breathing more life into their campaign. Entering the final match day at home against the bottom team in CONMEBOL South America, Venezuela. Still a good team, by the way, Venezuela. Paraguay literally could have leapfrogged almost everyone. Got to 27 points. At least get a playoff, maybe. Worst case scenario. It was still possible for them to get eliminated with a win, but unlikely. And they blew it again. They get two. It's unbelievable. Their last 4 games, 2 at home, 2 on the road. They win both home games. They lose both home games. No, excuse me. They win both away games. They lose both home games. That's some shit right there. But Venezuela, congrats on not laying down for them and ending their qualifying campaign with a victory. I hope to see Venezuela go to the 2022 World Cup. This team looks good. They look better than their place in the table. I think what happened with them was they started off really badly. It messed with them psychologically, and they were just never the same again. But they finished undefeated in their last 4 qualifying games. So well done to Venezuela. And for South America as a whole, I think for the most part, the teams finished where they deserved to finish. Brazil in first, Uruguay in second. Historical congratulations to Uruguay. You guys know that I like Uruguay. Argentina in third, Colombia in fourth, Peru in fifth to the playoffs. Hard luck for Chile, but it was an absolutely entertaining match day last night. The live standings all over the place, really exciting. And I want to hear from you. What were your thoughts? Did you feel at any point Argentina were not going to go through? Or did you just refuse to believe it, like something would happen kind of thing? And yeah, give me your thoughts below. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. Have a good night. Much love, and peace out.